And the battle of the NASCAR legends is indeed that here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Here on the track, will they get this thing ironed out? Let's take a look again at what happened.
Okay, there's Johnson up beside the pace car, and he frams him, knocks France down into the grass area, and then Junior pulls away.
Billy France is bailing out of that pace car. He's had all this he wants.
And Chris Economac, I bet you're going to tell us that you've seen all of this kind of stuff before.
Ned, I don't have to tell you that back in the early days of stock car racing, these guys really would push the pace car out of the way to get started. Elmo Langley, who's running third down there now, drives the Winston Cup pace car now very conservatively. He was one of the more colorful characters on the track, a swashbuckler, so to speak, in the early days. He didn't win many races, maybe none, but boy, he sure left his mark. Or maybe I should say he left his dent on the sport. In fact, he's sort of the Baryshnikov of bumper bashing.
Now, the best was to get him going in the corner, tap him, give him a little boost where he goes out wide and you can get underneath of him. If you get underneath the back of him in his left quarter pound and try to turn him around, you're liable to get gathered up in it yourself. Now, if you really want to get rid of somebody, and you know, we used to get outside of a guy and wait till you heard him get back on it and then turn left into his right rear quarter panel, and that'd send him head on into the wall. You just eliminate him for sure then, but you didn't want to do that too. You don't want to hurt nobody. You don't mind rubbing or spinning them or putting them out of the race to win a race, but you know, you don't want to hurt nobody.
You ready to lean on anybody?
Oh, sure. You know, this is supposed to Legends race, and that's what we did back in those days. So, a little leaning, we did a lot of that. So, you know, I don't mind that.
You know, he's not as good as he was in the old days, but he's still good.
Well, got a few years under his belt since then.
And this race should be under green when we return after this word from your local station. And down to the bottom goes Richard Childress in number 3, Elmo Langley in the 64, and Donnie Allison in the 1. They have Bud Moore pressed on the outside, and they're taking that bottom groove, getting by him. Look at that move again.
Moore went into turn 1 too fast, slid a little high, and Richard Childress drives right on.
Take a look at that action one more time. Number 90, Brooks goes down, and Elmo Langley's car just barely getting through it. Let's go down to the pits. Neil Bonnet standing by. Here's Cale Yarborough with 4 laps to go, leading here in the battle of the NASCAR legends.
Of course, checking the competition out the rearview mirror.
Elmo Langley is now in 2nd place. He's worked his way from 16th on the starting grid up into 2nd, and guess who's here?
Junior Johnson trying it up on the outside again and still banging.
Whoever put the camera in his car made the right call. Battle for the lead. It's number 11, Yarborough out on the point, and in 2nd spot, number 64, Elmo Langley, down to the inside, gets into the side of Yarborough, and Cale gets it straightened up. He's going to continue on in 1st place.
Well, I tell you, Cale did a whale of a job of keeping that car straight. He was almost all the way around. Just look at him turning the steering wheel, looking around to see where Elmo is, then looks up in the rearview mirror and keeps trucking.
Lap and a half to go. Yarborough in 1st, Elmo Langley in 2nd, as they get ready to decide this battle of the veterans. White flag is out, 1 remaining. Cale Yarborough out in front, dives down into turn number 1. Elmo Langley hangs right on to the bottom of the racetrack in number 64. For turn 3, final time. Elmo Langley's there, drives it down to the bottom, holds its position, stays on the bottom, and he's got Cale Yarborough out of the groove. Elmo Langley's going to win it. Elmo Langley in 64, who hasn't won a race since 1966 when he won in Manassas, Virginia, has won the battle of the NASCAR legends.
What a move he put on Cale going into turn 3, got completely up beside of him, bumped him a little bit, got the traction he needed coming off of turn 4 and to the checkered flag.
Ned, it was Elmo Langley who gave us that lesson earlier in how to move people around out there. And here's Cale Yarborough taking off the goggles, 83-time winner, smiling after taking 2nd place. You don't see that very often.
Not really when Cale Yarborough finishes 2nd and laughing. He's really having a great time.
And that's the look of the winner, number 64. You know what the losers look like. Well, Neil Bonnet is making his way to victory lane for our winner's interview with Elmo Langley here at Charlotte in the Battle of the NASCAR Legends. Stay tuned for the Napa Victory Lane ceremony when we return.
Marlon Pant. Pete Hamilton.
Here we are at the Napa Victory Lane ceremony with Neil Bonnet and the winner of our first Legends race, Elmo Langley.
Elmo, you know, it's been a while since you've been in a race car, but you jumped on them guys and really got after them today.
Man, I tell you, this is great. I can't even tell you how this feels, you know. I never knew where this Victory Circle was in Charlotte. You know, I've been to a couple of them, a lot of them in the modifieds and stuff, but, you know, they all, you know, were kind of serious about that. They were kind of driving rough, so at last I seen an opportunity to win, and I don't see nothing wrong with that, do you?
No, you know, there it looks like you got into Cale, then you let him get straightened back out, and then you made another run at him there.
I backed off and let him get straight that one time when I got him sideways. You know, when I got him again, I said, you know, I had him out then. I didn't have no reason to back off.
You don't get to run that much, but these guys have to follow you every Sunday on that Winston Cup circuit. You put them to following you today.
Well, I tell you, this is great. I can't tell you how much, Neil. You know how great it is.
Pace car driver Elmo Langley becomes race car champion today. Here's Charlie Harville.
Junior, did you have a big time?
Yeah, I had a right smart fun. It was, you know, brought back a lot of memories of the old Saturday night shootouts.
You looked like you were in a Saturday night shootout. Your car was a wreck after about 5 laps. Did you accidentally bump the pace car and Bill France at one point?
Nah, they run into me. I was holding the groove, and they tried to take it away from me. That was the problem.
I noticed that after you hit the pace car, though, Bill France Jr. got out of it and let somebody else drive it.
Well, he is on the right side. That was the side I was trying to get to.
Well, Junior will have his own show next year. Watch your local listings.
And his first guest will be the man that's standing by with Charlie Harville right now, Tim Flock.
You had some early trouble. What happened to you, Tim?
Bud Moore got me. He spun right there on that straightaway. I mean, completely around. I couldn't miss him and went right into him, and it messed my steering up. But the car was running good after that.
Did you?
Junior Johnson got me one time, and I didn't mean to, but I got Junior back. I think it might have blown his tire.
You didn't really intend to do
no,
that.
no, I wouldn't have touched nobody out there for nothing.
Here's a look at the final standings. Tim Flock got himself 10th. Junior Johnson was 11th. We'll be back to meet Cale Yarborough in a moment.
Battle of the NASCAR Legends has been sponsored by Goodyear, the unanimous choice of every NASCAR Winston Cup team. Cold filtered Keystone and Keystone Light, bottled beer taste in a can. Wouldn't that be great? And True Value. Got a tough job to do? You can do it with True Value Hardware Store.